Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the incomparable Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. Yukon Suckit. Tell your mama, kids. So anyways, I am broadcasting to you in front of a live studio audience from my secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck that I found, I believe, over on Aether Hub. This is one of JayVillain's decks, and I figured it's been enough time. You know, I'm not stealing his mojo. I thought this deck looked interesting. I'm always a sucker for a good zombie deck. You know, I think the blue versions, while having a lot more utility, tend to be a little bit more fragile. So I love the mono black zombies. And while this one has, you know, all of the same hallmarks of mono black zombies that you're normally going to see, this one had a few new things in it that we hadn't seen before. Things that you see in tempo decks that I think make this one more interesting, you know, because tempo is all about controlling the amount of time that you have and your opponent has. Anytime you can take away from their life or remove cards from their deck, that's, you know, hurting them. Anytime you can add those things to yourself, that's, you know, helping you. And that's controlling the time. So let's look at this deck. We'll see what's in it. And then we'll take it out and see how well it does. At the low end, we got Bloodchief's Thirst. One of my favorite black removal cards because you pay 1 mana to kill anything with a mana value of 2 or less. There's so many things out there that have a mana value of 2 or less, regardless of how big they get. Voice of the Blessed, gone. Luminarch Aspirant, gone. Generous Visitor, dead. You know, all those things don't hold up to it. Plus, if you got 4 mana, which you're going to get at some point, it doesn't matter how their mana value is, they'll be gone too. And so it's creatures and planeswalkers. Champion of the Perished. You know, this guy is great in a zombie deck. You get him out hopefully early, and then you could just keep piling those zombies out there. He is a target. Most likely he will be killed. He's not going to do that much damage. But for being something you put out on your first turn, great, right? You're going to start shaving off those points, and he's a big threat right off the bat. They got to address it. It's not like the Shambling Ghast, right? We'll get to her in a little bit. Crawl from the Cellar. So this is new. I mean, it's been around for a while. I just have never seen it used before. It's one of those cards that, you know, it's there, whatever. Nobody bothers to play with it. It's in here. It was interesting, so that's what made me want to play this deck. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Only costs you 1. And you put a +1/+1 counter on top of 1 target zombie you control. And flashback, so for 4, you could do that whole thing a second time. That means that these 2 cards are really like 4 cards. We got the Shambling Ghast, who also only costs 1, comes out as a 1/1. And no matter what happens, it never gets any bigger. But Shambling Ghast is more like Black Ramp than anything else. She has that ability to -1 to target a creature when she dies. That's very useful sometimes. Other times you just want her for the treasure. So she's not going to get bigger. She's not going to be a constant threat. If they leave it alone, she doesn't continue to grow. In fact, you can leave these guys alone forever and it generally doesn't matter. I mean, I've been killed by 3 of them attacking over and over again. But, you know, that's a zombie horde, which is completely different than a zombie. You can just keep pushing them back if it's a single zombie. 3 of them, that's a problem. Warlock Class, completely underused. You know, this is a great tempo card. You get it out there, and at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. But then for 2 mana, you get that same ability you got from Professor Onyx or whatever, which is you get to play her, and in this case, you get to take a look at the top 3 cards of your library. You pick 1, it goes into your hand, the rest go into your graveyard. Great, that is fantastic. Now it's 7 on level 3. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. So essentially it gives your black stuff like double damage. It's just fantastic. All right, Deadly Dispute. So personally, I would never put Deadly Dispute in my cards. It's not a Dr. Suckit kind of thing. I just feel like I got better things to do. But then again, I know I have a blind spot when it comes to card draw. I always think, whatever, I'm going to get a card anyway. This gives you options. And so that's what's great about it. And you can sacrifice things like the Shambling Ghast, which does other things when it's dead. So The Shambling Ghast is a bug that is there to be stepped on, and Deadly Dispute is the shoe that you're going to do it with. You can also sacrifice an artifact rather than the Shambling Ghast. You can also sacrifice other creatures you have, but that would just be a horrible thing to do. But you can sacrifice an artifact like a treasure. Anyways, you draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. So there's even more ramp. Potentially, if you got treasure from the Ghast, you would end up getting 2 cards and 2 treasures for, 2 mana, essentially. There's a Meathook Massacre. We have 4 of those in here. So, yeah, more likely your zombies are going to die. They're going to die a lot. But we got kind of Graveyard Reanimation, right? So get out the Meathook Massacre. Don't worry about blowing things away. And just let your dudes die. Let that damage be dealt. And then bring them back and let them die again. That might be the way you win this game. We got the Fell Stinger. So Fell Stinger is for 3 a 3/2. And it's got Death Touch. So we got a lot of Death Touch going on in this deck. And that is great. Death Touch is sometimes very underestimated. But it exploits, so you can sacrifice another creature that you have. And if it does it, target player loses 2 life, but they also get to draw 2 cards. So there's some more card draw for you. Headless Rider, he for 3 is a 3/1, and whenever himself or another non-token zombie dies, you create a 2/2 black zombie token without Decayed. It's just good forever. You can keep attacking with it. So, amen, Headless Rider. We got Hobbling Zombie. Here's another one with 3. He's a 2/2 for 3. He's got Death Touch. And whenever he dies, you create a 2/2 black, but this one does have Decayed. It's better than nothing. Better than nothing. But getting a Decayed zombie, or not Decayed, a Death Touch zombie is worth that 3 mana. So we got a lot of Death Touch going on in this thing so far. Where did we see that before? I forget. It's just Fell Stinger and Hobbling Zombie. I guess that's it. We got Agadeem's Awakening, so it is just a black land. If you don't need it for a black land, we got a single one of these cards in here. Instead, you can return creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. And basically, if you pay 6, you can pick one that costs 3 and one that costs 1. There's nothing in the 2 category. And that's pretty much it. So you'd probably never want to pay more than 6. So this card, you're going to pay 4, 4, or 1, depending on what you're going to do. Because you only get 1 from each of the slots. And there's nothing in the 2, and there's nothing in the greater than 3. We got Invoke Despair. These are the bombs. These are the bombs that are going to keep your deck going, which is kind of weird because usually in a zombie deck, the zombies are what the big threat is. In this one, it's kind of like the zombies just kind of come out and horde up like crazy. The Death Touchy just kind of makes it so that their creatures are scared to get in the mix because the zombies are icky. But then Invoke Despair is 6 points a shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you can keep enough of these going on, you can win the game just by invoking Despair. We got 2 Eye Tyrants. We got 1 that will allow you to mill and return creatures or planeswalkers from your graveyard back to your hand. So more graveyard reanimation. And 19 snow-covered swamps, for which I don't believe there's any reason for them to be snow-covered. I would bet that somebody originally might have had Blood on the Snow instead of Invoke Despair or something. I could see that big time. And then at one point they switched it out and was like, cool, Invoke Despair is super cool, and never bothered to change the land. But if you wanted to, man, there's lots of opportunities to make minor tweaks to this. So this is pretty much a standard mono black zombie with just a few extras. It's got a lot more reanimation than I'm used to, I guess is the real deal. So let's take this out and see how well it does. Angel of Despair. And we got 1 mana. Technically 2. Is that enough? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. That is so hard to believe. All right, here we go. We're going to do Shambling Ghast. She's more utilitarian there. There's so much we could play for 1 mana here. Let's see. So here is mana number 2. Enters tapped. Let's go ahead and kill that thing. Alright, we got our 2 mana. That's it for the rest of the game. 3. Alright, we're cool. Let's chill out here. That way, if he tries to attack, we could just join up and murder. Dead. That'd be great if those zombies could jump up and kill. Kill. Alright, there's number 4. And we win. That was a victory that I earned the credit for. Alright, 3 mana. So I have kill, death touch zombies. Going up against some sort of counter spell. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Does this guy require one more mana? That is not it. So I think this guy is planning on... Let's choke it back. He's going to Doomscar us. And I'll wait with my Deadly Dispute. You gonna make a samurai? You're just gonna let her stand there and get killed, because I will come for her. You know, you're not Doomscar in this turn, apparently. That's it for the manland. There's the Doomscar. And we get a zombie back. I'm going to go for the Death Touch. See, I'm passing up my own rule. You play the Meathook when you got the opportunity. You don't wait to use it as a burn. And I am not doing that. Because I want to use it as a burn so badly. I kind of feel like he's playing a bunch of low-end creatures. And the Meathook Massacre is going to do a great job. Another Doomscar. Alright, so now I will gain from the Doomscar myself, and I will get something out of it. When it pops, what does this do? I get a 2/2 black zombie creature. We got 6 mana. I got more than enough to start invoking Despair. And he's got more than enough to make that Storm Giant work. Kind of waiting for him to have to put something else out so the Invoke Despair will do double duty. I got a zombie. I got a zombie. You gonna go ahead and block this? Snotty Pants? Didn't think so. Oh, I can just kill him, can't I? Kill! Here we go. Death. Are you gonna counterspell that? I doubt it. Oh, he did have a counterspell! The humanity! He had 2 counterspells! That's just in cost, 2. Cool. You don't have anything left in your hand. You can't activate your Storm Giant. You gain 2 life, apparently. Got you down to 4. He's gonna Field to Ruin us right here. Thing is that now he doesn't have enough mana to activate his Storm Giant, so he can't block. You don't got it, man. There we go. See you later, FurbyGrenade. Victory! Rekluse. Spelled like someone who never attended public schools. 2 mana. I think we can make this work. He's a hero. He's a champion. He's the champion of the perished. And he high-fives the Shambling Ghast and swings in for 2. In the turn. You're going to find some zombie-ish things. All right. I'm just going to Meathook Massacre for nothing. That was an ill will. It smelt strongly of elderberries. An ill wind. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. What is this freakazoid? How dare you? He really doesn't want me to have the massacres out there. Jump on in. Shut it. I don't want to let you laugh. Hold it together, Cubert. Two, three. There's 6 for you. I got lethal next turn if you don't gain some life. Or put a creature out that you can sacrifice. Let's do it anyway. Shambling Ghast. Unfortunately, his next 2 dudes are life gains. There we go. Just gotta land one more. That's where when I said Meathook Massacre. I think I can win this thing. I just have to Bloodchief's Thirst, that little vampire there. And shamble in with the Shambling Ghast. This guy's got a lot of turns, but he's only got, what is it, 2 mana left? And I don't think he gets another vampire until his next turn. So even if we don't get this next one, we kind of have a second path afterwards. Just he has got to keep up. He's going to be. He's got to keep up putting out zombies, or not zombies, but vampires, which he's going to do. But he has to put out something else as well. So he's got to hit perfectly every single turn for at least the next 2 turns if he's going to live through this. I wonder if he's just really bad at making a decision or if he's trying to rope me because he's a bad loser. Well, we can sing about Champion of the Parish again. He's a hero. He's a champion. He's a champion of the parish. There you go. Now, yeah, if you could go ahead and record that and put it out for free, that way I could get my voice out there, start spinning up my career as a professional jingle singer. Those things are important. Yeah, it feels like this guy's roping me. That looks like the computer just picked for him. Now, see, things are going to die, so therefore Warlock Class is going to kill him anyway. We've now got to go through another rope. At the end of that rope, he'll just die. I'm sorry, Rekluse. It explains why you couldn't afford to spell your name correctly. And we win! Victory! Tomoya! All lower cases. And okay, here we go. Keep 2. All right, Tomoya, you got the luxury of going first. Or did I get to? He's still over there picking. I am the first person. All right, well, I'll be nice and fast. No decisions have to be made here. I'll touch the precious, though. All right, here's a Shambling Ghast. And Radamana. Touch. Let's see if we can, I'm just going to let it through. I'm going to say get both of them in the same guy. That'd be kind of cool. Who are we going to go after? Are we going to go after Chunky Foot there? You going to kill my Shambling Ghast? Nope. I'm touching the precious. Look at it, it's all a nice round ball. It hasn't been chewed up. The statue guy hasn't been drinking out of it. I got another zombie. Well, that champion of the pair should be so happy right now. Let's go play this game. Let's go ahead and give them their lesson. Plenty of mana. Next turn, I'll invoke some despair is what I'll do. Touch the precious. Something's going to be gone soon. You know what it's going to be? Meathook Massacre. That's what's going to be gone. Nope. I'm going to sacrifice it to the Fell Stinger. It's amazing the plays you actually end up making. No tax. All right, you could do it, Duffy Moon. I feel the need to draw some cards. All right, and I can bring back some stuff, can't I? Let's worry about that later. Right now, we will just take a look. I choose Champion of the Perished. What do I have over here? Okay, I gotta actually do something here. I've got 1, 3, 3. So 3 would be pretty good. And I got 6. Oh, sweet googly moogly! I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to freaking kill you. All right, your bat is going to die next. It's going to be a lot like this. You ready for it? That's a lot of mana. And we win. Suck it. Ha. All right, so here we are with Mono Black Zombie, wrapping it up. And, you know, we've played Mono Black Zombies before. And, you know, the thing is, it seems like you can only do so much with zombies. What is different about this particular deck that we haven't seen before? Hobbling Zombie. I don't know why we've been ignoring it. I've seen it come around a bunch recently. I've just never played with it. It wasn't any of the other zombie decks we had going on. I really do like him a lot. At 3, he's pretty decent. I like the fact that he's a death touch and a 2/2. And then the fact that when he dies, you at least get a 2/2 out of him, even though it has decayed. So it's got a little bit of something. So that's not bad at all. The second thing that's different is Crawl from the Cellar. You know, it's been around. It's been around for a long time. I mean, you can see it's with the werewolf set there. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target. So, and it's got flashback. So it gives you some reanimation here. I tell you, the guy that you really want to be playing with a lot is Champion of the Perished, but he's just so fragile. Headless Rider is great because of the way he keeps making additional zombies whenever one of your own regular non-token zombies dies. This is Graveyard Reanimation. And Invoke Despair just lays down 6 points of damage if they can't sacrifice things to it. Warlock Class is just underrated. I think this is such a great card, mostly for just levels 1 and 2. I mean, 3 cost 7. If you can get to it, the more the merrier, right? That's great. But I just don't count on us ever being able to get there. It's like trying to get your planeswalkers, you know, up to their Super Saiyan level or whatever. It's just not going to happen. But those other 2 are really excellent. If a creature died this turn, they lose 1 life. Great. That's what you need to keep the tempo going. So anyways, it's fairly much just the standard Mono Black Zombie, but it's got a few tweaks placed into it that I thought did very well. So let's rate the deck up. Now, according to my play history on this deck, it's got a 67%. So that means it wins 2 out of every 3 games it plays. It seems it's equally split on the play or on the draw. So it doesn't matter if you go first or second. I got even numbers across the board. So is this deck competitive? I'd have to say, yeah. I'd say anything in the high 60s is definitely in the competitive range. I thought this deck, it's Mono Black Zombie, but the adjustments to it are still fairly decent. It's not taking it into the like the 70% range, but I got to tell you, you're not going to see that in real life the vast majority of the time. So I think of this as being competitive. Secondly, was it fun? And I'd have to say it was fun enough. It was fun enough for me to call it fun. It wasn't like joyous, squeal like a little girl fun, but it was pretty fun. And lastly, is there a theme? Yeah, for once, yes, zombies. It's a zombie deck, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got a competitive, fun deck with a theme. I've got to give it an A+. That's all I'm asking for, people. That is all I'm asking for. So if you so choose to play with this version of a Mono Black Zombie deck, I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. Alright, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.